Morning. GMO Tuesday coming to you live on Monday from the Alladay LLC Mobile Media Studio. Hey, it's brought to you by Foothill Feed and Mercantile. They got your certified organic feeds for the critters, non-GMO feeds for the critters. Can't have a third eye, can't have some ear growing off the nose or something with your pig there if you're going to put an apple in its mouth come fall here. Hey, 1330 Geiger grade, 775-539. What is it? 775-852-0999, 1330 Geiger grade Foothill Feed and Mercantile to get you squared away. Zen Honeycut got something coming out. But before I get there, GMO 101, a practical guide. GMO 101, it's by Chef Alan Brow down in Texas. A good guy. Interviewed him when he wrote the book back in 2014. Had him on the radio with us. One of the food shows here in Reno, Nevada. But excellent book. It breaks it down. Very simple, easy to understand. It's worth the $7. Link is in the description. You can pick it up. It's all over the place. Zen Honeycut moms across America. Of course, we know they got the New Zealand moms now. We got that Sheila Alexandra down under in Australia. She's a non-GMO girl. They're all non-GMO people, and they're cute. Keep that in mind, fellas. Non-GMO girls cute. GMO girls kind of sister ugly. But 9 days from August 22nd, and that's why I'm coming on today, and they're going to expose the Monsanto corruption, how they've gotten in the government, and how they've gotten in the media, how they've gotten into the scholastic end of things and the academia. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this again. If you're in the legal field, help me. Help me help everybody, because I'm going to tell you what 1917 to 1928. Monsanto and the government go back and forth. And my contention, this laid the blueprint for what is going on today on how they systematically discredit somebody and they attack somebody and how they get into the media and infiltrate the media and how they play the propaganda game, ladies and gentlemen. And let's make no mistake, they play it very well. They play it very, very well. But this is going to expose how the media is in cahoots with Monsanto. And ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to one thing. John Queenie, as a member of Knights of the Malta, he understood the nature of the beast. And he understood, just like George Soros understands, pecuniary greed. Some people aren't just happy with the lollipop. They got to dip it in the caramel, too. Keep it in mind. Pecuniary greed, ladies and gentlemen. Pecuniary greed, that is what this is about. This is not about feeding hungry people. This is not about using less pesticides. Yes. Let me take some of this and put it in some of this, and we're going to give you this. Organic eggs. These are certified organic by Oregon Tilt. I found it on there. And they're already peeled and they're gluten-free. Isn't that kind of misleading? Saying an egg is gluten-free when gluten and egg ain't even related? Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're using more insecticides. We have stronger, dirtier weeds, blah, 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 blah. We go on and on here, but all we know is it's pecuniary greed because this whole ruse on the GMO was to sell a chemical, When you profit $1.9 billion off of one product and your total profits for the year are $6 billion, think about that. This is pecuniary greed at its highest level. It's infiltrated all the way up to the President of the United States of America. I don't know if this particular president is in bed with Monsanto like the last one and the one before and the one before and the one before were. But remember, it was George Bush that told Monsanto executives on film, contact us. We're in the dereg business. You need to contact me. We're in the dereg business. Open the door and let them in, ladies and gentlemen. Open the door and let them in. But you know, there's also an academia issue going on here, a scholastic issue on how they educated and whatnot. And one place you won't find bad education, MDG Blogger. MDG Blogger, she got good stuff on her site. So does that Paula Mare girl up there in Cincinnati, Ohio there. Both them gals got good stuff on their website. Healthy Living, Paula's Healthy Living, Organic for Green Livings.com. Go see these gals. They got good stuff. And they always got great links on their sites. And it's not just for the girls, fellas. They got good stuff on there for you guys too. So give them a look-see. Speaking of the academia, tip of the hat to Robert Schuller. For those of you who do not recognize that name, you're going to. And if it's not because of what he's doing, it's because Monsanto is going to try to shut him up. Or somebody. The guy spoke out about the corruption. He made GMOWTF.com. Go check it out. It's in. I don't know if he's going to take that site down, but he's not going to be quite as active with the activism issues. He exposed the education game that Monsanto's playing. You guys have heard me say this. I'm going to say it again. We have an entire generation of new wide-eyed scientists going to save the world, educated in Monsanto science right now, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a problem. These people actually believe they're feeding hungry people. They actually believe that glyphosate is not transferable. They actually believe there's no glyphosate in the food. They actually believe they're a bunch of morons is what they believe. They've been educated in Monsanto science. Why do I say this? I had somebody get a hold of me because they know I talk about GMO. Their kid's in the 3rd grade. Guess what test they had? Guess what a question was on one of his science tests? What are GMOs? And you know what the correct answer was? GMOs are feeding all the hungry people in the world. GMOs are foods that are crops that we can grow that will allow us to use less pesticides. That's what they're being taught in the 3rd and 4th grade, ladies and gentlemen. They're being lied to and, what is that called? Indoctrinated. Thank you, Bush, Clinton, and Obama. He was just an offbeat Clinton. He's the same piece of crap as all the rest of them. Robert Schuller exposed a collusion between Monsanto and Cornell University with the academia research that was going on. And I want you guys to think about this for a minute. Just think about this for a minute. We're going to be real short here today. I got to go feed here in a few minutes. Monsanto has been at this a very long time. They have gotten deep into everything, ladies and gentlemen, deep into everything. And there's, I don't know what a solution is except to say this. Whom do your elected officials represent, ladies and gentlemen? Who do they represent? Do they represent Monsanto or do they represent you? Are they like Debbie Stabenow, who took $15,000 from Monsanto, gave us a QR code for a food labeling bill? We still do not have food labeling. We still do not know what's in the food. But Debbie let me stab my constituents in the back. Tip of the hat to Kid Rock. He's going to stand up and run against that dingy broad. She's a lying sack of crap. She's a traitor as far as I'm concerned. She turned her back on her constituents, the people that are paying her salary. She turned her back on them and took money to do it. That's a piece of garbage. That's a piece of garbage, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that is. And if your representative is doing the same thing, they're a piece of garbage. And you need to vote them out of office on the next cycle. As I said, Robert Schuller. He's going to stop the activism. He's going to push his energies in a different direction. A tip of the hat to this young man. He exposed the academia collusion between Monsanto, and we know documents are coming out every day. They're coming out with more and more and more collusion between the EPA, the FDA, the USDA, the Michael Taylor, substantially equivalent crap we were given 25 years ago. This ruse is coming to a very violent end when you see what's going to happen, because it could actually break Monsanto. I don't know. Maybe they got insurance to cover their lies. I don't know. Maybe they have something else in the background that this bear is going to buy them out and bury Monsanto's bad name. The bear will pick up their liability over here. Trust me on that. Mr. Schuler, this young man, he exposed, and he told me, he told me, he goes, hey, right on, he goes, I like your style. Not enough people are vocal enough about this issue. And him and I have kind of found the same thing out. I've been speaking on this now for about 5 years. I started back in 2012. When you have 90% of a group of people, let's just take 90% of 100, that's 90 people. And they all want something. They're all against something. They all don't like something, but none of them will say a word. Maybe one person will. That 90% becomes irrelevant. Let that sink in. 90% of us want proper food labeling. We do not have it. Why? Because only 1 or 2% of the 90% have opened their mouth. Think about that for a minute. Just think about it. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to ask you, please find me on Twitter at Alladay LLC. Follow me. I'll follow you. And we will ask the president, his wife, the EPA, the FDA, the USDA, please get the poison out of our food. Ask MDG Blogger. She does it with me every day. We do it every day. 90% of 350 million people is 315 million people, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the noise? Where's the noise? There's more noise from a bunch of idiot people who want to remove history from the United States and tear statues down than there are from the 315 million people who want something. Let it sink in and think about it, ladies and gentlemen. 315 million people. That's 90% of the people. 90% of us want something that we don't have, and something is being stuffed down our throat and forced on us because nobody's speaking up. You got to speak up, man. You got to say something. And that's all anybody's asking you to do. Help me with the Twitter campaign. We ask the president, and I do it 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. When I see a Monsanto thing, I retweet it, to quote it. Mr. President, Mr. FDA guy, Mr. USDA, Mr. Pruitt, get the poison out of our food. It don't belong there, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to do something today. If you do nothing else today, go ask 5 people. Do you want poison in your food? Would you like poison in your food? Just ask them and see what they say. Maybe that'll get you stirred up enough to start talking. Because, just my humble opinion, and people who have been very active on this issue say the same thing. Just not enough people are speaking out. We got to make our voice louder. How do we do it? Hey, social media platforms are the great way to do it. And Twitter is an easy campaign. It's an easy campaign. I'm doing it now. We're getting ready to start one for property preservation and start getting the banks and HUD involved in some of the stuff going on. So take a look. Just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about it. Monsanto ain't a good company. They're pecuniary greed at its finest. That's all it is. We're going to put a chemical in the food. You're going to get sick. We're going to give you another chemical to counteract that chemical. And oh, by the way, while we give you this chemical that is going to let you go out the front door and talk to a pretty girl, you're going to pee yourself. You're going to throw up in your mouth. You're going to have eyes watering, and your nose is going to be running. But don't worry about it. You'll have the confidence to talk to her. That's what the chemical companies do, people. Come on. Wake up. Smell the coffee. Because I'm drinking it. It's Sumatra Mandolin, and it's great. I got to go get the feeding done here, folks. Got to go get the critters fed. They're hungry, too. They're hungry, too. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Hey, and I'll expound on this when I get when my internet is going a little better. We're going to get into both these details here, into the media, into the government. We're going to start looking at this a lot harder. We're going to start exposing this a little bit more. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the station. That's how it works, folks. That's how it works. Hey, maybe someday I can get paid for doing this. Who knows? I don't know. Right now, I'm having a good time doing it, and I enjoy bringing you the information. If you can make a donation, hit the website for us, would you please? It all helps out right now. Things are a little tight. We're getting ready to move the mobile studio up the road and really get mobile. That's what we're getting ready to do. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll be in a town near you. You never know. Never know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you see that gorgeous sun? The critters are calling. I got to run. Let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there.